can't get.
Okay, Mr. Bill, you got your iPhone, yes?
Somewhere around here.
Because I need you to have your iPhone. Okay,
Okay.
so by the end of our lesson tonight, guys, we're going to understand how to access and use the voiceover rotor. You know that it looks like a dial, like a knob almost. And
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, we're going to learn all about that. Okay, it's called a rotor.
Yep.
Like in a boat?
Yes, not a rudder.
Oh,
And we're gonna learn how to.
like the plumbing
Yes, that's it.
rescue rotor?
That's it. We're gonna learn
Okay.
about how to navigate apps and adjust settings and use
Ooh.
like your device speakers even for audio feedback, because that's
Uh-oh.
I mean that's what the voiceover uses your audio on your iPhone. I don't know if you guys knew that or not.
Do you want to
No.
hear my phone?
Yeah, put your voiceover. Let's hear it a minute. Let's hear it say anything. I don't care.
Okay.
Knowing him, it's probably up on 90%.
You're not gonna hear nothing for a minute.
All right. So for a
You
minute,
gotta turn off a headphone.
yeah, you gotta get it out of
It
his.
won't turn off.
Tell it
Turn off,
say
damn it. There it
say
Yeah, the
goes.
only thing I use on the rotor is the how to turn up my speed.
okay. Did you hear his iPhone speaking?
Yes. Yeah, it's speed talking.
All right. Very good. Okay. So
Can you slow it down about 13?
we're
I
gonna
don't know how.
we're gonna explain
Turn
why
it to the router. Go to the rotor to where it says speed.
Okay.
All right.
Search page 1 of
I'm not finding it.
Because you're not turning the rotor the correct way.
Oh, because I don't know how.
Yeah, he don't know nothing about a rotor.
I can show
Okay, you
him
put
right now.
one finger at the bottom, one finger at the top, and twist it from left to right or right to left.
Bill.
It's not working. I got my finger all the way at the top. The other finger all the way at the bottom.
No. I didn't say all the way at the bottom.
You did. I heard it.
That's
Yes,
what I
you
heard.
did, Les.
Put your finger in the middle. You know how to
Put
do
my
that?
finger. Oh, my wife would get upset at that.
Okay. Sounds like a personal problem. Put your finger, either finger, index fingers are the best. Or you can use a thumb and an index finger.
Why don't you pull what Kenny did on me to him?
Les, are you the
Index
teacher?
or
No, I'm not the speaker. I'm sorry.
middle
I
finger,
got it.
index finger, huh?
Thumb and index finger. A
Thumb
thumb,
and
yeah,
yeah.
that's what I use.
Why couldn't I just do two
I'll
thumbs?
be right back, guys. I gotta go
You
eat
can
my dinner.
use, Bill, you can use any finger you want.
There you go. Speaking rate right there. Go back to speaking rate.
Audio ducking, comma off. Containers. Headings. Characters. Words. Speaking rate. Set audio
Right there.
ducking. Audio
Stop.
ducking, comma off.
That's audio decking.
No, you went too far. You went past it. I heard it say
Speaking rate,
speaking rate, and you
70%.
kept going.
Okay, they're speaking right.
Now swipe down and it'll turn it down.
So
With
these
one
guys
finger
are
from the
taking
top to the
over
bottom.
on you, Jerry.
They
65%.
are.
60%. 55%.
That's good,
50
right?
35%.
Go back to
Bill.
50%, Bill.
40%. 45%. 50%.
There we go.
You're not gonna-
All right. So,
Percent.
in this lesson, I'm gonna explain to you what is the rotor and why it is also useful for you guys. Okay.
Rescue rotor.
A rotor. What is another way, or what would be another word that you could use to describe the rotor? Does anybody have an idea?
Yeah, a knob,
Oh, a knob. So
like a door handle.
What you talking about?
Washer.
Definition of the rotor, or for it,
Yeah,
or
yeah,
what? What it's
like what would be another definition that would describe what
uh,
a rotor is?
menu selection.
And there you go, menu selection. It's like a menu options button, basically.
Oh, I understand now.
Yes. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
So, as you're going either clockwise or counterclockwise, you're going through different options or menus that's available. Now, Does the rotor always give you the same exact menu or option choices?
No.
Are you all right? Does anybody else agree with Mr. Todd, who says no?
I'm taking a
Can you
guess here.
clarify
I
what?
said no.
Mario says no. Okay.
Well, Mario says no. It's definitely no then, because he's pretty smart.
So what I mean is, okay. So
Sure.
if I'm on my home screen and I'm using my rotor, is that what would happen if I'm like in an app and I use my rotor?
It's
Would you
gonna
get all the
change.
same? Would you get all the same exact options?
No,
So you
because
say
you're
no
in
as
an
well?
app now. You're not on a home screen. Home screen is going to tell you what you can do, and the app is going to tell you what's in the app.
So are certain options maybe going to be the same, but then you might have other options added to it because of where you're at?
That's a yes.
Okay.
Okay, so everyone here says yes, and the answer is yes. Your options are different on the rotor. It can be different from one app to the next. Even on when you're on the home screen, it can be different than in an app. You are going to have some universals like volume that are going to stay the same, but there'll be some other options that will actually be uh, different. Now, kind of for me, guys, I kind of like to think of the rotor kind of like a dial. You know what I mean? Like kind of like an old radio dial. You know, where it had the round knob that you turned up or down.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how I kind of envision the rotor. Okay.
Or the washing machine knob, the old
Yep.
washing machine.
The old washing machine knobs. Yeah.
Click, click, click.
And you would actually twist it with at least two fingers. And which two fingers, or if it's two fingers on two different hands, it doesn't matter. I mean, however it's most comfortable for you as a.
Oh, the old black and white TVs. Click,
Yep.
click, click.
Click, 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 change the channels.
How about a
Can do it.
faucet?
No.
Faucet
Well,
knob.
yeah, it could be the round ones. Yeah,
Yeah, not the handicap one.
He's really showing his age there.
he is. So so that's kind of how that's how I kind of think of it when I think of the router. Okay. So what's the first thing you would have to do in order to use the voice? Say you just got your iPhone and somebody gave you a new iPhone. What's the first thing you'd have to do in order to use your voiceover router?
Turn
That's
voiceover
turn it,
on,
open
wouldn't
it.
you?
Ding, ding, ding. There you go, Todd. Turn voiceover
Yes. I
on.
don't know how you'd use your router without.
Exactly. You couldn't
Even
use the
though
router without it.
it's there, but I don't know how you could use it without it. Yeah.
That's what I
Now,
just said. Turn her on.
now,
Turn her on.
here's a
Oh,
good question.
use that middle finger at the middle of the screen.
What can I
Voice
do,
Vista.
or what's a quick
Double
way?
tap to open.
What's a quick way that I can actually use to kind of set up an accessibility shortcut that might guide me through like the different settings? What would be a quick thing I could do?
First, you have to open settings.
Do you?
I don't know. I'm asking.
What's
No,
the gesture for going to quick settings? And there are accessibility quick settings.
exactly. There are accessibility, and there's a shortcut too, by the way, that a lot of people don't know about.
Yeah, it's called Hey Siri.
No, well, you
No.
could do Hey Siri, but if you didn't know about Siri, there is a shortcut, and that
Is
shortcut
it
would be
one
by
finger, two finger, three finger?
a quick shortcut would be triple tapping side button on your iPhone, and that's if you set it up in the as a in the accessibility shortcut. You can actually go into the settings and voiceover, and then you can set it up for triple click.
Live recognition detection mode.
Oops.
Then you can actually set it up as a
TV. Active. Closing TV.
accessibility shortcut
Text off.
and your
Button.
voiceover
Furniture
and your
off.
accessibility
Button.
options. So I don't know if you guys knew that
Detection.
or not.
No, I did not know
Map
that.
switcher has no items. Live recognition stop. 12 p.m. Status bar items.
So Bill,
there's a two finger gesture puts you into.
yeah. So do me a favor, Bill. Just right curiously.
Double tap.
Do what?
Communication folder.
Just do
Eight
a
apps, comma,
single
200.
demonstrate a single finger tap with voiceover on.
Voice Vista. Double tap to open.
Okay. So now the next thing I would like you to do, if you wouldn't mind, Bill, can you do a like a right swipe for me?
Security folder. 5 apps.
Okay, go to your
Double tap
desktop
to
and do it.
open.
Yeah, just go to your desktop first.
I am on my desktop.
Are you on your
folder.
home?
8
That's
apps,
your home
comma,
screen?
That's my home screen.
items.
Okay.
Double tap to open.
So see, he swiped right, so you can still navigate. Now, how do you navigate between all the different items on your home screen? What's the easiest way to do it?
Swipe left to right or right to left.
Is that the only way that you can do it?
Can ask Siri to open up a certain app.
You know, or you can tell Siri to do it, but I'm saying
No, we're talking in voiceover, no Siri.
Okay, with voiceover, how many fingers do you use to get to the bottom of or the top left corner of the screen?
Anybody?
Good maps. Group. Good maps.
How many taps?
Column 3,
Now, how many fingers or how many taps would you use to get to the upper or lower part of your screen using voiceover?
Good maps. Row 6, column 3, home,
one
page 1 of 2.
going up.
Bottom of screen,
Or
double
coming
tap
down.
to open. Space.
What was that, Les? Sorry.
One finger going up or one finger coming down.
Or cam folder.
Is that true? Does everyone agree with him?
Folder. 8 apps, 264 new items.
So Les, what did he say?
Double tap to
He said
open.
use one finger and swipe up or down.
No. So Les, what if I'm in the middle or the bottom of this and I'm lost and I want to make sure I start at the top? What do I do? Went over this with layered fingers.
Two fingers slide up.
No. That'll read from the top to the bottom.
You'll read it, but does
I
it
want to
take me
move
there?
the focus to the very top left corner.
Don't you hit the little right hand button at the bottom? And that'll bring you to the top.
Is there a button down there?
Yes, there is. On the right hand side.
There's not on my phone. I mean,
I don't have a
my
button
phone,
down.
I have no home button.
No, I didn't say home button.
I don't have no buttons at the bottom on my phone.
Well,
Yeah.
I got one.
You got your phone upside down there, Lester.
Yeah, you got your phone upside down, Les.
No.
Yeah, because buttons are at the top on the phone, top left and top right sides.
No buttons on the screen.
I
didn't say on the screen, I said on the side.
No, I was telling Lester that.
Yeah, there are no buttons on the screen or below the
Lester,
screen.
Yes.
I'll give you the fingers. You tell me how many times I have to tap on the screen.
Fox News.
I'm throwing 4 fingers at you.
GOP forces.
4 fingers.
Yep.
I'm throwing 4 fingers at you. How's that going to get me to the top? How many times do I have to tap the screen to get me to the top left corner of
3
my
times.
home screen? 3 times?
Yep.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay, listen, I'm going to do 4 fingers 3 times.
Detection mode.
Live detection mode is on.
Uh-oh.
Oh, that wasn't right. So I'm going to close
I
that.
never heard of that one before.
16 p.m.
That's a new thing.
Swipe down with 3 fingers to
That's your
reveal
camera coming on, so you can walk around and it tells you what's around. That AI live detection mode.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't use that.
So, Les, if you have your phone with you, anybody, touch the middle of the screen on your home page and do 4 finger single tap. That gets you to the top left corner of your screen. That's one way to navigate your.
If you're lost, 4 fingers.
Yep.
4 fingers, guys. And how many taps did he just tell you?
Single one.
Single. Yeah. So, I guess we're going to start a little bit simple here, Bill. Just slowly, with your fingers about an inch apart, turn that dial left or right, as if you're turning the volume knob on an old stereo.
Speaking rate, 50%. Security folder, characters, words. Speaking rate, audio ducking, containers, headings, actions, act characters, words. speaking rate, audio ducking, containers, headings,
Okay, that's enough.
actions,
And you say your
activate.
background again.
So, if you guys have noticed there, Mr. If you notice there, as Mr. Bill was slowly going around using his fingers about an inch apart, it gave us different options, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, so our basic navigation that we want to learn with voiceover is by using our fingers going in either clockwise or counterclockwise motion, as if you were turning an old stereo volume knob up or down. Okay. So that is the very
YouTube,
basic.
now, the Rubin report.
That's the very basics of actually navigating using our rotor. Okay. And as we talked about, different apps, there might be different options involved with it. Okay. So now, let me think what I want to go over with you next.
Doesn't it depend on where you put your two fingers? It starts at a different.
No, sir, it does not.
Let me say. I want to go top left corner.
Words, speaking, audio ducking.
Okay, bottom left corner.
Speaking words, characters,
Same
actions,
thing.
activate.
Same thing. Doesn't matter where you touch the screen.
Okay.
Now,
What I'm asking is, I should have said on the rotor, when you
Mhm.
put your two fingers down or your thumb, whatever you use. Let's say you go from left to right and you put your two fingers down and you
Mhm.
twist. It starts with something different than speech.
It starts where you left off.
yeah, the last place you left off, actually. So,
Oh, okay. It's good to know.
so like I said, it's best to have your fingers about an inch apart. Okay, Mr. Les?
Yeah.
Now, some people have a hard time, like twisting their hand as if they were turning a volume up or down. So another way that we could actually do it, you could actually hold your fingers there and rotate your phone. You want to demonstrate that, Mr. Bill?
Okay.
Headings, containers, audio dot speaking rate, words.
Did you guys hear that? He did that by turning his phone that time,
Yes.
okay? So
And
if
you can hold your phone either way. You can hold it facing away from you doing it or facing you doing it.
That means I'm ahead of the game because that's what I do all the time. It's easier.
Yep.
Mhm.
For some people that it is, and guess what? That's perfectly okay. However, it is easiest for you is the way that you should do it. Now some people say, well, why would I use a router for? Well, maybe you want to hear characters and not instead of the whole word. Maybe you want to hear words and no characters, for example. All those options are options that are available that you can actually go and change. Okay.
Yeah, the only one I use in there is speaking rate.
Well, on the internet, it's very valuable.
Yeah, on the internet, it's very valuable. So, for example, go to where you could choose words and stuff, Bill, where it says words, characters, and all that.
Characters.
There's characters.
Okay. Now that I'm there, okay, how would I actually navigate this menu of options on the router?
Well, once you're on the one you want to be on, don't you just want to double tap on it with one finger
Yeah, but
to
see,
open it?
Oh, no.
no,
You're not
because
opening a rotor.
the rotors are you already accessed it by turning it right or left, right?
Okay.
So how would I change or go
Do I
between my
pick
different?
my left nostril or my right nostril?
So how would I go between the different options? Is what I'm asking, guys.
Swiping.
Swiping. How would you swipe? And with how many fingers? Are all my fingers? My palm?
One finger left to right or right to left?
Does everybody agree with them on that?
Yes.
You do.
No, I don't.
Bill doesn't. Mario, do you agree with him?
I go with Bill.
Okay, Mario
Thank you,
says
Mario.
Mario says he does not agree with you.
Trust in me. That's good.
And you guys are Mario and Bill is correct, guys. So how would we navigate it, Mr. Bill?
What that does is that that navigates us from one app to another since we're still in the home page. Right and left navigates us up and down,
Mhm.
right? So I would rather, because the only other way would be swiping up or down, flicking through the
With one
list,
finger, by the
which
way.
is just like up and down arrows, right? Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I had the right finger. I just had the wrong direction.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's one finger up or down.
So watch one finger up or down with characters. I'm gonna go down.
SECURITY space FOLDER Romeo
So I go backwards and do the letters backwards.
EDLOF space YTIRUCES.
So basically, you can use that to type with.
No, you're not
No,
typing. You're
he's not
checking your
typing at all.
spelling. You can check your spelling or how
Okay.
something's spelled, like someone's name, like they texted you and they gave you their name. You don't know how to spell their name.
Okay.
You can do that. Use it that way. Yeah.
Yep. All right. So Bill, now do me a favor. You
Mm-hmm.
got a note app on your phone, right? Some type of like
Communication folder. 8 apps compass. Pictures clock. 5 information.
Can't remember because I don't use my note folder. Hey Siri.
Apps, 1 new item.
Open up notes. Hey Siri. Open notes app. There
When
we go.
closing notes. Audio transcripts, record and call continue button. Continue.
Oh, it did an update.
Modified October
That's how long it's been since I used it.
Yep.
Yeah, we had an new update come through.
Remember, you found this on Pinterest. Subway comment the William Rich Barnes wind to update search folder actions button.
Okay. You want me to open a new folder or something?
Heading.
No. This is a note. This is just a note taking app. I don't.
Mhm.
Okay. So basically, now I want you to basically twist the words option in your router, please.
Headings, containers, audio. Speaking rate words.
Words.
Okay. Now swipe down and let me hear
Notes.
each word. So
Okay.
like, for example, type in something in before you do that. Type something into
Folder
that.
actions button. Search.
Type something like
Dictate
hello
button.
class or something
Windows,
like that.
Modified
Well, it's
toolbar.
not in the
50
open
new
note. New
Okay.
note.
Create a new note, yeah, and then
Okay.
just type like
field
hello
is
class
editing.
or something.
Word mode. Insert.
Today we're learning all about the rotor. Okay.
Inserted today. We closing single quotation mark. Relearning all about the rotor.
Okay,
Okay. Now we're doing words, right?
Yep, now go to words.
Okay.
Misspelled actions. Misspelled edit. Typing headings. Container. Audio. Speaking rate lines. Texts and words.
Okay.
Now swipe down, please.
I'm at the bottom of the whole note.
Okay, go up
Just
then.
typed it.
Rotor. The. About. All. Learning. We close today.
I'll move real fast. Get to the top.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Thank
Today. Okay.
Today. We closing single quotation mark The rotor period Apple system UI font.
Okay,
All about the rotor period Apple system UI font.
That's good enough, Bill. So,
Okay.
as you guys heard, when he was at the beginning of that note that he just did, as he went to words and then he went down, you heard it word by word, right? Now,
Yeah.
you could also do that, like for example, if you were composing an email and you wanted to make sure that you said certain things that you wanted to say in your email. So you could go to Word with your router and then go check it real quick. So that's another way that the router is very helpful.
By word, by character, and by
Text select lines.
lines.
All about
Fine.
the rotor. End of the rotor. Learning today. We closing single quotation mark Today we closing learning all about the rotor.
There you go. All 3 lines. One at a time.
Okay. So we can also navigate with the router when we're in an app, okay? Does anybody think I'm wrong with that? Do you think that we can't navigate with the router once we're in an app?
I'm gonna say you can.
Are you sure?
No, I'm taking a while.
Speaking rate. Audio ducket containers.
I
That's
say you
what-
can.
What do you think, Les? Can we navigate an app with the router button?
Yes.
Got him.
Thank you.
Ulysses Gomez
Ulysses.
joined the meeting.
Hello, Ulysses.
Hey, Mr. Jerry. I'm back.
Question. If we're in an app, right? Do you think we can navigate around the app using our rotor?
Yes, we can.
Okay. So Ulysses says yes. Mr. Les, what do you think?
Yes.
You think yes? Todd, what do you think?
Yes.
Q.
I already
No,
said yes
back button.
once.
Q.
Mario, what do you think?
Yes.
Use the
Yes.
rotor to access misspelled
Yes.
words.
We can definitely use our rotor to navigate around different apps. Okay.
Yes, we can.
So let's open up Safari if you can, Bill. Let's close that note app now,
Okay.
and let's open up Safari.
Apps with notes. Close home. Communication folder. 8 apps, comma 2 dock. Browser folder. 4 apps. Open Safari. Alert exclamation mark. Private browsing is locked. Face ID try again. Try Face ID
Didn't like
again.
my face.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Face
no.
ID authenticated.
Oh, there we go.
Go to like apple.com or
Trump
something.
apostrophe S apostrophe toolbar. Tabs. Button. Tab. Trump
Apple.com.
apostrophe selected. Private comma tab. Start page toolbar.
Need a new tab.
New tab.
New
Button.
tab.
Share. Dim. Show bookmark. How. Favorites. Safari. Private browsing. Private browsing. Safari is designed with privacy.
Safari's design it.
Favorites.
Good grief. I don't want to be on the favorite.
Toolbar. Share. Dim. Show bookmark. Tabs. Show book.
That's the
Share.
wrong way.
Dim. Forward. Back. Dim. Microphone. Address. Search
There
or
it is,
enter
address.
There
website.
it is.
Text.
Yeah.
Address.
Nobody wanted to tell me while I was doing that where to go. Notice that?
I noticed,
Start.
but then after
Because I
said
don't
it,
know where to
rotor
go,
to
so I ain't
access
gonna say
misspelled
It's at the
anything.
bottom, and then you can
At the
go
bottom of
left,
the
and you'll
screen.
find it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Some depending on if you're on Safari, what have you. Okay, you want what again?
Like-
Apple?
apple.com is
Apple.com.
fine. Yeah.
Oh, I had them on my apps or my homepage. Apple.com.
Search at apple.com. Apple dictate. Go. Safari. Elapsed. Web page loaded.
Okay.
Okay, now that apple.com is located, without being able to see this page and without swiping left to right, how could we get to the heading, like to the first heading on this web page?
Easy
Router?
question, Mr. Billy. I mean, Mr. Jerry.
And
What
so
about
how-
using a router? Would that help?
well, okay, how would we use the router? Explain to me.
We can go by headings or links.
Okay,
Uh-huh.
so you're saying that the router is going to give me an option that says headings?
Yes.
Okay,
If
Bill.
you have your rotor set to headings.
So-
that is.
So let's rotate your router, Bill. See if we hear the word heading.
Pictures. Edit. Form control links. Headings.
Ah,
Right there.
Headings. Yep.
Very good. Now, if you notice when we were on the home page, when we were on Bill's homepage, that word headings was not in there, was it?
no.
Nope.
Wasn't
Nope.
any headings to be found.
There wasn't no headings to be found because he was not in an app even.
All right.
Okay. Now, for example, what else is there, Bill? Is there links? Is there a links button in there?
Links.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
links.
What else?
Form
Form
controls.
controls.
Form controls. What does
Edit.
form? What
Form
does the word
controls.
form controls mean, guy?
It could be if you're filling out a form or something. Or
Search
I mean,
apple.com.
could it be? But what is form
not
controls?
found.
I have no idea.
I've
What
never
are,
played with
what are
form
form
controls.
fields on your computer?
Yeah, what are form fields on your computer?
Filling out applications.
Filling out applications.
It
What
is.
are form fields?
Edit fields.
Edit fields, yeah. Mhm.
So here, there's a search box edit field. So that would be the only forms field here.
Yeah.
Control
Okay.
not found. Shopping bag. Button. Menu. Show previous menu. Shop search. Form control not shopping bag. Links. Headings. Links. Form control.
Oh, it actually has more.
Search
Oh, it
apple.
does?
Shopping bag. Button.
Shopping bag,
Menu.
No.
menu,
Comma. Show previous TV series.
show
comma the
TV,
Norge.
previous
So-
TV.
Show next
So,
TV
Mr. Bill,
series,
do me a
comma,
favor.
Show shop search
Well,
apple.com.
Yes.
Let's go back to our heading our heading
Links.
option.
Headings.
There we
Okay.
go.
So now you guys, everyone heard where it said headings, right?
Yes.
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 Now, how do I know if there's more than one heading?
You can swipe down and up.
Wait, is that what is that what you would do to find out, or is that just are you saying we could do it just to see if it works or not? What are you saying there?
Let's just see if it works or not.
But no, but I'm asking you, are you telling me that it does work, or are you just asking me to try something just to try something?
Let's just see if it works.
No, hold
No,
on,
I
hold
don't
on,
want to
hold
see
on.
if it works. I want to know if are you telling me that it will work? Is what I'm
If
asking.
there's more,
Yes,
hold on.
yes.
If there's more than one heading there,
Then yes.
then yeah, it seems like if you swipe up or down, it would let you know if there's more than one heading.
Uh-huh.
Swipe down, Bill. And they said
Swipe
swipe down.
Okay.
iPhone 16 Pro, heading level 2.
Swipe down
main,
again.
landmark.
Oh.
iPhone 16, heading level 2.
Yep.
So what did that? How would we know that if there was with that response right there? How would we know if there was more than one heading there? With the response you just got,
All we know is it's heading 2.
heading 2.
Heading
So,
2, yeah.
and what did we start out with?
Heading 1.
Heading
Heading 1.
1. Yes.
Good job, Leslie.
But it didn't tell us 2 out of 2.
But it didn't say
No.
2 out of 2, so could there be more?
Yes.
Yes, I can.
Swipe down again, Bill. Let's see if there's more.
Apple Watch, heading level 2.
Yeah.
Apple
So we're
Watch.
still in heading
That's still
2.
heading 2 though. We haven't
But-
went anywhere.
But it was a different option, though. Did you hear that?
But it's still
Yes,
it's
but
still
we're
a
still on heading
It's still
2 though.
heading, though.
it's still a heading though. You can have more than one heading 2.
Yes, you can.
Exactly.
There
You
are
can have all.
subheadings inside
Mhm.
of 2. Mhm.
That's what I love about the iPhone, though, too, Bill, because you can go by headings and links. Pretty interesting.
You can do that on your computer too.
Yeah,
So it
you can
does
do
the
it on your
same
computer.
thing. You got
Yeah.
headings inside of
Yeah.
headings.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you can do a link list on a computer, which is insert F7, right?
Yes, you can.
Mhm. So
Yeah.
you do all the same things.
Uh-huh.
We're just
You
using.
just
We're just
navigate it
learning.
differently.
The
We're just
rotor.
learning how to use our router to
The
navigate.
router. The rotor.
Yeah, we need a router.
Wait, the
Router.
router.
We're learning how.
Rescue router.
We're learning how to use a rotor to basically go through our different programs and different options
Yeah.
to help us to navigate maybe a little bit easier. So, Todd, like, for example, sometimes if you go on a web page and you're like, I don't know if I'm in the edit field on your phone. Well, you could go until it says forms field, right?
Yeah.
And then you would know because it would take you to a box that you could put something in.
Yeah.
And then once again, you could use your down or up swipes, right?
Right.
WWDC
But
25,
now,
heading level 3.
yes, I know we're using swiping, but I have a. Couldn't you also just use the magic words and tell Siri to go to the web page?
But what if
that
you don't know how
want?
to? But what if? Yeah, I'll go to the web page. But how do you know if you're
But
in
how
the
do you
edit box or not?
navigate the web page? Siri ain't gonna navigate it for you.
Exactly.
That's why I don't go on the web on my phone.
Yes,
But
because
see-
Siri's not very helpful then.
But see,
No.
now, Mr. Todd, we're explaining to you with the router on Voiceover how you can do it here.
Yes, and I appreciate it.
You could actually go to the forms field and go up or down, and it will tell you eventually that you're in an edit a box that could take text, right?
Plus, Todd, did you know if you use your voiceover with the router to navigate this way on a website, you get to navigate faster than a sighted person on a website.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't usually go on the web on my phone, no.
But
But
still, you
I
can
mean,
navigate faster than a sighted person.
Yep.
Right.
Mr.
Once
Todd,
they
I'm
learn
even
how to do
talking.
it.
I'm talking about even your
Even if
Outlook.
you're just learning, you're moving faster than a person that just went to this website for the
And-
first
Even
time.
if you're in
They're just-
Outlook or mail on your phone, if they
And-
sent you a link or something, you can do it that
And
way.
Todd, I mean, you could easily go through your emails using the router too.
Yes, you can.
No, see, I've not done that. I just usually do the swiping thing.
I know, but see that using your router would actually be quicker. Is what I'm telling you.
I'll have to try it the next time I have a bunch of emails to go through.
Oh, that's a wall. Damn it.
See, so the rotor is really a useful thing. Yeah, I mean, most people think, oh, it's just to set the basic settings, and I'll never use it again.
Mhm.
you know. But I mean, look how much stuff that we've already learned that we can do with our router, right?
Right.
The
We
rotor
can
is
do a lot
very
of stuff with a rotor.
And especially like if we're in, let's say we're in a newspaper like New York Times or something like that. We found our heading, right?
Okay.
Then we want to read it. We got all kinds of options to read. We can just two finger it down and read from there down.
Like
Or
to say all in
or
jaws.
yeah. Or we can navigate it by line so that we can absorb each line, what's being said.
Yeah,
Because if you
that's
read
true.
it too fast, you're gonna miss
We're
a
gonna
lot of
miss
stuff.
what's being spoken.
Mhm.
Right.
So if we go line by line, we can absorb what's being said in
Uh-huh.
in the
okay.
story.
Yeah. So now here's my next question.
Mm,
Now that we and you can close the web browser, Mr. Bill. Now, thank you.
okay. Well,
Apps with
goodbye,
Safari.
Apple.
Bye, Apple. So
Closing
now
browser folder. Doc.
I've learned about my router, right? Or my rotor now, right?
Yeah.
And I'm excited because I've learned about my rotor.
Yeah.
But my question to everybody is are we stuck with the default rotor that comes with voiceover? I mean, is there no other things that I could either add or take away from my rotor?
Wait,
You could. Never mind.
wait. Listen to my rotor and tell me what's been added to my rotor,
Okay.
if you can tell.
Oh, you done gave me the answer.
Characters.
Yes.
Words.
Yes.
Speaking rate. Audio
Yes.
ducking. Audio games
You
folder.
saying yes to all those?
Games folder. That's something
Double
that's new.
tap to
That's not
open.
normally on it.
No, that's not. That's because I touched the screen. That's my games folder.
That's his
Okay.
actual
Well,
game.
I thought.
That's not a menu. Yeah.
Headings.
Hey, I was
Okay,
listening
headings.
as you were turning though.
Is headings normal?
Yes.
Okay.
Really?
Containers.
Containers.
Containers. I don't use containers that much.
Audio ducking. Audio ducking, comma off.
Oh, I have that on my router too.
But is it there by default?
But is it there by default?
Default.
No.
Does
Okay.
anybody else
No.
agree with Ulysses that it's not there by default?
I'm not agreeing or disagreeing because I haven't been on the rotor here lately.
Oh.
Well,
I'm
what
not
do you
gonna say
think?
something I don't know.
Would it be something normal on your rotor?
No.
Isn't necessarily something you need?
Les says no.
Because usually you don't care. You set it one way and you can care less. But since I'm a teacher, I have to care how the rotor or the auto ducking is.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
I
Right.
agree
auto
with that.
ducking is an option that he added that's not normally on there. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Now-
we're gonna go
Go ahead.
Speaking rate. 50%.
speaking
That's
rate.
normally
Yes.
on there.
That's normal.
Yeah.
Yes.
Words.
Words,
Words, yes, that's
Characters.
normally on there.
characters,
Truth
Yes.
so headings. Container. Audio ducking. Headings. Container. Audio duck. Speaking rate. Words. Characters. Actions.
actions.
Activate.
I don't
Not-
think actions is normally on there.
I don't even know what actions means.
You don't know what action? What is an action, Mr. Ulysses?
Edit mode. Activate. Edit mode. Activate. Edit mode. Activate.
That's
Edit mode.
edit, yeah.
Activate. Edit mode. Activate.
So
Default.
in that, what would be the action there, Mr. Ulysses, in that, and what you just heard?
Edit mode. Activate.
Edit
Default.
mode.
Edit
That's
mode is an
okay.
action.
No.
So what would be the action in there?
The action would have to be if you're gonna delete.
No, his thing
No.
said two things. It said edit mode, and then it said activate.
Right.
So what's that activate? What's that all about?
Yeah,
That
what
means
what's
you
the,
tap on
Start-
it and
If
it
you
will.
activate an app or an item.
Right. Okay.
so
And then
the action would be activate, right?
Yes.
Mhm.
Correct. Yeah.
Very
and then
good.
edit. What would the action be?
You want to change it.
If you want to change something,
Yeah. So it's gonna open it. It's gonna activate the edit box.
the edit
for you.
box. Yeah.
Music folder.
So
You're
now
getting there. Yeah.
you're getting there. So do we think that now does the action bar always say to say the same thing as well? Or does the action option always say the same thing?
I would have to say yes.
Me
Does?
too. Yes.
Bill, does the action bar always say the same thing?
Uh-uh.
No,
No.
It could
No.
change because what if you're not in forms mode?
You're not in the edit field.
All right, you wouldn't be in an edit field, right?
Correct.
So would the option edit show up then?
No.
No.
No. So the action button can change depending on where you're at.
Yeah.
See, this is just like using your computer, guys. We're making it harder than
Like
what
the
you were.
applications, it changes, right?
Yes.
So you guys are making it harder. Think about in terms of how it would be on your computer. Okay. Just like Bill had his audio ducking. That's not something that you're normally going to hear on and
On the rotor.
and you guys can go through and you can listen to them. There might be a useful function that you might choose that maybe I wouldn't choose, or maybe Bill wouldn't choose, or that just might be something that you say, hey, you know what, this is something that is very useful to me, and
It's
because
something I want on there all the time,
and I would
no
like to
matter
use.
where I'm at.
Yeah, exactly. I'd like to use this 100% of the time. Like, Bill, could they put on the router an option to go to Safari or even Google Chrome and open a web page?
I think there are shortcuts you can add to the rotor.
There are shortcuts.
Oh.
That's correct.
Cool.
Yeah, you could add a shortcut to like Google Chrome or Safari if that's what you wanted to
Safari.
do.
Yeah.
It's like
And
the
then
back cat.
and then instead of finding the app, you could just go to it on your rotor and then open it up. And how do we normally activate, by the way, how do we normally activate an option or say, for example, if I put Safari on my router, how would I go to it first, and naturally by turning the router, but how would I actually activate the web page, the Safari, to go to a web page?
Double tap
Double tap with how many fingers, though?
with one finger.
Does everybody agree with them?
Yes. They have to agree with
I know
me.
you agree with you. Todd, do you agree with
I
them?
guess we have to agree with him because he said so.
He agreed with himself twice. You're like, yes,
Yeah.
I do.
I'm not sure. so
I've been an
I'm
iPhone
neutral.
user for a long time, and I know my double tap pretty well.
So the question for you, Mr. Les, is how do you open up an application when you're on your iPhone, sir?
Oh,
Any-
interesting.
I don't know, honestly.
Wow.
Hold on. If you're
How do
on
you open up
something,
your mail, or how do you answer the phone, or how
one
do
finger
you?
double tap.
Oh,
Okay.
that I double tap on.
With how many fingers?
One finger.
Right. So if we added, like, for example, a shortcut for Safari, if we turned our rotor to where it said Safari and then double tap with one finger, guess what? It's going to open Safari.
Yep.
Right.
Okay.
It-
Oh.
It's going to, and anything that you have set, and you want to actually activate that option on your router, you would double tap it with the single finger,
Hmm?
Okay, I
Really?
got it.
or swipe up and
Could
down,
be.
for example.
You'd want to swipe up or down first, then the double tap on the
Yep.
selection
Yeah.
to open or whatever you want to do with it, or
So-
whatever
so-
it has for you there.
So you're going to swipe, like, for example, if you want to navigate by word like we did earlier, or by character, you choose that option, then double tap.
Because remember, the rotor's just a menu, right?
Yep. It's just a
You
menu.
don't have to once you get to it, it says it's already in action.
Yep.
So now you have to tell it what you want to do with that action. You swipe up or down.
Mhm.
And it gives you choices. Then you double tap on what you want it to do.
So here's a question for you, for everybody. Could we set up an option on our router to answer our phone calls and hang up?
Yes.
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 Okay. And Bill, what do you tell them about that? Is that true? Can they do that?
I don't think so. I have
Oh no.
no idea.
Huh.
For the phone? No,
No,
I didn't. I don't remember seeing that as an option.
It's because it's not. I just wanted to see if they'd all
Oh.
say yes. No,
Hey,
you
See, I
can't.
didn't answer
I
because I
wish we
wasn't sure.
could.
You can make Siri answer it.
You can make Siri answer it, but you can't set it up as the router option.
How would
Why
you do
would
that,
you?
though?
I mean,
Bill?
you can just double tap the phone anywhere and answer the
Exactly.
phone. So you're just making it more complicated.
But I was giving them a trick question just to do it.
Anything that's like just seems like to like, why would I do that? If it comes up in your head, right? Why would I do that? Then it's no.
Except for in Todd's case, like with emails and stuff, because using your router is a lot easier to navigate.
Oh yeah, go through your emails.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I'll have to try it next time I got a bunch of emails.
because you can go to compose and all that stuff a lot quicker using
Yeah.
your router. You navigate because you can jump around a lot quicker. But we teach you to navigate right, swiping right and left to get you started, so you get used to where everything is.
So here's a question for everybody.
Yes.
When we're using our voiceover, what is the most important skill that we need to have while using voiceover?
Listening to hear everything it speaks.
Todd says listening. Does anybody agree with him, or do we disagree?
It's speaking in Oriental or speaking as fast as a Chinese man would speak,
Ulysses, do you agree with him, or do you disagree?
because she can't
I
understand you. if you
totally
do.
agree with my best friend Todd on this
Or-
one.
Do you-
Listening.
Oh, no,
think
you
the
don't
most
agree with
important-
me?
Do you think the most?
I agree with everyone. Yeah.
So you're saying the most important thing is to listen, not to be able to turn the rotor?
You have to turn the rotor if you're gonna adjust your
But you still need to
speakers.
listen so you know what it's telling you.
But which is more important, turning the rotor or listening to what's being said?
Listening.
Listening.
That says listening.
Listening.
Mario, what do you say?
Listening.
Okay. And the survey says listening is the correct answer.
Yeah,
And because
that's the hardest thing.
and we do this with JAWS too, we do this with NVDA. We don't listen to what our computer is telling us. If you
I'm
don't
guilty of that.
Mhm.
stop and listen, like sometimes they'll tell you right where you're at because but you're just in such a hurry trying to get to what you're trying to do on a computer, for example, that you don't listen to here. It's telling you, hey, you're here, and then you're like, well, why is this not working? I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. Really? Where are
Hey,
you?
Les is always listening, just listening to the wrong voice because he's listening to you to tell him what to do next.
Uh-huh.
and the phone or the computer's telling him what he should do next.
Yeah.
So
Which
the thing is we got to listen. The rotor on voiceover is the same as JAWS. It will tell you exactly where you're at. Obviously, if it says forms mode, you're not on a heading, right? Or you're not on a link.
No.
right.
So if we listen,
Mm.
even in JAWS, even in NVDA, if we stop and let the thing tell us completely, we wouldn't get lost as much.
I got one
Right.
too. So like, when you're on certain ones, you have to swipe up and down because they have different things you got to tell it in that menu choice.
Yep.
But
Right.
in Word or characters, you're already there, so you're just telling it, I want to go to the next character, or I want to go to the next word, or I want to go to the next line by swiping up, down, right, or left. Just like in JAWS, when you go by characters, you do
Previous or
what?
next line, right, Bill?
Right,
For-
right.
for that
Yeah.
matter.
Previous or next line,
Uh-huh.
previous or
Yeah.
next word,
Yeah.
previous or next character. So it's the same thing. It's just a swipe
Yeah.
instead of an arrow up, down, right, or left. It's
Swipe,
swipe
swipe,
up,
swipe.
swipe
Yeah.
down, swipe right, swipe left.
Or you could do a 2-finger swipe up or a 2-finger swipe down to hear the whole thing also.
Mm.
Can you?
Well, that's without the rotor.
That's without
Yeah,
the
that's
rotor,
without it.
So
Yeah.
we're using the
But-
rotor list, yes.
but we're
speak over
exactly,
down, please.
but we're using our rotor, so we
Don't
can't do that.
complicate. Don't confuse Todd.
Yeah, don't
All
confuse.
right. All right, Todd. I don't want to confuse you, Bill, either. Sorry.
Yes, so don't confuse me either, because
So the key is a lot of different apps will get different options in our rotor,
Mhm.
and you know what? If you find that you use a certain app a lot, play around and see what options are available to you in your rotor, because you
Right.
might want to add one. There might be one that says, go to the sender's email address. You might want that as a shortcut, for example. And why might that be helpful? And I use that on purpose. Why might telling my rotor to take me to the sender's email? Why might that be a very useful thing using VoiceOver?
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Can
Only
you
if it's an
use
answer.
this? What, Bill?
Only if it's the answer.
Okay. I'll probably answer it myself. Can you use this rotor to go on a Zoom phone call? Because I can dial a number in, but it's very hard to dial the
Hey, Les,
ID number.
you can answer this, can you?
Can you?
Because you're saying if you can put a link on there,
Yeah,
and
but a Zoom link's not going to get you into a Zoom room.
no, but I'm
So
looking for the phone
on,
number, the
on the
ID.
iPhone, if you created the ID and put it on your icon, create an icon on your phone, which you can do. It's a pain in the butt, but you can do it. And click on that icon. Or what else do we call them? Apps on
Apps.
the
Yep.
home.
Yeah.
So you create a little square box that you can find. It says Zoom meeting or whatever you called it. You can tap on it and it'll take you into that link. Yeah, you can do that
No, but
on
he's saying
but
if
on
he
the rotor, I don't
he's
think
saying
so.
if he calls in to the Zoom meeting on his iPhone with the phone number, is there
Mhm.
a way that can he create a rotor option to put the access code in or the password? No, you can't, unfortunately.
No.
But
Now,
you can create a shortcut.
Oh, yeah.
yeah, if you wanted to create to go in, using your iPhone's camera and microphone and not dialing the phone number, but go to the web link, you could do that on your iPhone. Yes.
Why I'm really asking is because I was at a meeting and they one woman called in and she says, I'm on my meta glasses right now. And she was in a Zoom meeting.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I was wondering, how does she dial the phone number in, then dial the ID number in because you got to be quick.
Well,
Right.
I mean
Do you have to be quick dialing an ID in?
I don't
Nope.
think so. You don't
On
think?
I
my
don't think
house,
so either. I don't know.
I never type in an
Because
ID
you
number.
have to dial the ID number and then hit enter this meeting. Because
Well,
there's no time limit on it.
yeah, there's no time limit, but so I guess so the question though, Mr. Last was, what was my question? Do you remember?
something about putting something on the uh, dial and a shortcut so that you could twist the dial to Google, hit on it, and it would automatically open it.
Was that my question?
I thought
I
so.
don't know what he's talking about. I'm
I don't know
No,
lost.
I'm totally lost right now.
I don't know what Lester talking about here. I don't think that was my question, was it?
The
No.
question was to put something in the rotor like your apps or something.
Your apps?
Yeah, like Safari or whatever you want to put.
No, because we discussed that
Oh,
we didn't we discuss that we could already do that?
yes.
Can't do that.
We can't
Well, you can put it in the containers. You can
put it in
drop
contain.
stuff in
Yeah,
containers.
yeah,
Ooh,
exactly.
containers.
Go to containers and then open up something from containers. Remember
Mm.
we talked about what's a
But
container?
now my question was, why might it be useful if we're using our router? Why why would it be useful to to maybe choose an option that would take us to the sender's email address?
Is it be quicker to get to it?
But why would we want to go to a sender's email address?
If you know the person's email address, right?
But why would you want to go there? Is my question.
To send them an email
Just
or
send them a
send
quick
them
email.
Well,
Yeah,
why wouldn't we
so
just go to reply? That if we wanted to send a response to their email, why wouldn't we just go to reply?
yeah, you could do that.
There is an option to reply.
yeah. But if you go to the senders, sometimes it's a link to their webpage if you're in the mail.
Oh, yeah.
And
Sometimes
Part of
it's
that.
a link to reply, you know, to so you're not replying to the email itself, you're sending them
A
an
reply
email
back.
to their
Yep.
to their page or
Or-
their
or what- or
address.
what-
Sorry.
Or what would happen if we went to the sender's email just because we wanted to add it to our contact list?
Mm-hmm. You can do
But
that
now-
too as well.
But so you could go there and then you'd have to use an option to copy and paste, copy it the address first, right?
Yes.
Would that be on the rotor?
Is that on the rotor? Is there a copy option on the rotor?
I don't know because I don't use it that much.
Ah,
So what is on the rotor if you're in your emails? Anybody?
and
Don't know.
Don't know.
Like, okay, let's say we're typing a text message. What's on your rotor that might be there?
Edit.
Edit.
Yeah,
Yes, edit.
yeah.
What would be in edit? What kind of things would be in edit?
Fields, I would think.
Meals?
Field.
Fields, he said. Fields.
Fields?
Fields.
Oh, fields in edit.
Files.
Edit.
Fields,
No.
yes.
No,
Yes.
not in the edit. Not
No.
when you're typing and stuff. Not in this case, but that was a good guess.
That was a good guess, Mr. Phil.
So what's in
Hey,
there,
Phil.
Ulysses?
So what kind,
would be an edit.
think of the
To
word.
send a
We're-
message.
okay, we're sending a message, right? We're
Okay.
in our edit field. We typed up we already typed in everything. Boom, boom, boom. How could we edit? What could we edit inside this field? Just like we're in Word. Think about it as if you're in Word. What kind of edit things do we have in Word?
Spell check.
Yeah.
You can erase.
Misspelled words.
Spell check. Yes.
Misspelled words.
Uh-huh.
You
But
can respell words, add a
Yep.
period,
Yeah. Punctuation.
okay.
take away a line.
Deletion. Okay.
think
Deletion.
outside of those things now. What else?
You can
Think outside the box. What can I do? I got something I want to put in this edit field.
Bill, you're going right where I wanted to go. Thank you.
You know,
You go in and add
And-
a word.
and they're ones you
Copy?
guys we've taught you how to do on the computer.
Copy.
Copies there.
Copy,
Yeah.
yes.
Well,
Yes.
What else?
Paste.
Paste.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Paste.
Paste.
So
Look
we
at that.
paste pictures. We could paste stuff from the internet.
Yep.
Words. We could copy and paste words.
Yes,
So they don't have to be our own words. We can go copy someone else's words.
Yeah.
You can put them, you can
Called
put them
plagiarism.
Very too
No,
much.
but it's not plagiarism if you change it and switch it up. You're just taking little phrases.
Phone has locked in.
No.
No, not iPhone.
That was Todd.
Come back, Todd.
Hold on.
You
So-
you can enter one of those what the heck you call them?
What else can we do in an edit field, guys?
Copy, paste, cut.
What else? We said those. We said what else could we do?
Cut, copy, paste. What else?
Can we rename them?
What? Why would we rename it yet? What?
We haven't even saved it.
We're in a
anything.
text field. We haven't saved anything.
Oh,
You can add a phone number, take away a phone number.
Well, I mean, you could add stuff or take it away. True, we said that. But what else can we? It's
Can
take
you-
outside. It's things that you could do with it with any
Share
word
it?
program.
would you share some?
Well, no, well, we're going to eventually
No.
share it. That's true because
No,
we're going to
it'd
send
be
the email.
outside of edit. So
Oh,
gone over most of it. I think he's trying to pull one more thing out of you.
How about undo and redo? How about those
yes,
options?
yes, yes.
Yeah, undo and redo.
I didn't think about that one. Thank you.
Now
Jerry.
here's one. There's other edit stuff you can do that won't be inside the edit in the rotor. It's outside of it's in the rotor itself.
Okay.
So think about, okay, things we've taught you to do in Word, right?
Yes.
Before you cut, copy, or paste. What do you have to do?
Select.
You have to what?
Select.
So what? Say it louder. I can't hear you.
Select.
Select.
So salad. I like salad.
So lots a lot.
Yeah, select. Yes.
Select. Oh,
Select. Very good, Mario.
You can
Yes.
also, it's usually select all when you go into the edit, right?
Bill,
So
that's
you-
what I said. Select all.
Yeah, but when you get out of the edit and you're in the rotor,
Uh-huh.
you can add where you select from a point and end it at
Yep.
another point.
Yeah,
So
So that's something you have
when
to
I-
add to the
Bill,
rotor.
when I go to like a text message, Voiceover will say insert in point at start or insert in point at end or something like that.
Mhm. but that's something you got to add to the rotor.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, gotcha.
You can select from one point to another.
Otherwise,
and
it wouldn't be there, and you'd be like, "How do I don't want to select all.
Right?
I just want the first phrase."
Yeah.
Yep. So very good. So that is a lesson on
Insert
voiceover router,
insertion point.
and I just wanted to go over that because most of you guys don't realize how many
rotor.
options and how nice the different options in the rotor is,
In the rotor, yeah.
and that it can do more than just be something that you set and forget.
And if you guys go back to the recording of our dear friend John,
Yep.
he did the thing on adding and removing stuff to the rotor
Yeah,
in settings.
he sure did.
Oh, John,
And
yeah.
he did an awesome job on it too.
Yeah, he did.
Oh.
And with that, I'm going to stop the recording, and our class is officially over.
I got
wow.
a question.